Is 26 minutes past 9, and here we have our beautiful guests here on our station. Beautiful Shelly and Tutasia joining us today to talk about our Eye on the Environment Hour. Well,
Yes, good morning. For those of you who just joined us, our Eye on the Environment show is bringing in all our locals to talk about our issues here on the island. Last week we had Mikaele, and as you all know, I think that one took about 2.5 hours, but and he was late. So this is one thing I know about environmental people is that they like to come when they're ready. So here we are. We did say we're going to be on at 8:30, and then I reread the messages. We're supposed to be on at 9, but now it's 9:30, and we're going to kick it off. And my beautiful friend Shelly, that I have known for so many years, just walked in and said, "I'm sorry, I'm behind." Ha 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 ha. So here we are, Miss Shelly Burridge from Samoa Women's Association of Growers.
Thank you. And yes, sorry again, I was very behind, but I enjoyed listening to you on the way over and had little giggles and listened to my horoscope. Taurus, yep, that's me. Do things my way.
yes.
Oh, there you
So
go.
thank you for that. Put me into the right mood for the day. So yeah, happy to be here.
Yes, but you were saying on your way down to Matautu, because you haven't been to Matautu in quite a while. And then you got a little bit
confused. Whether it's age, I don't know. But yeah, certainly got confused. Started coming over my normal way, realized, oh my gosh, the road is closed. Where do I go? So that's just an excuse why I was late.
Oh, but it's a good one. No, but it just reminds me that, yes, people just have not been down this way for so long. It's not a normal thing that the bridge is not open this way. Open that way. Until later.
So I can go back.
Yeah, you can go back that way, but then usually around about late at night, you can it kind of turns into a two-way, I think. But anyway, you didn't hear that on air. That was just a thought that slipped out of my mouth. Anyway, oh, Shelly, please tell us a little bit about yourself for those who don't know. I know we've been friends for a very, very long time. We've been through a lot of paddling and touch and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But please, if you give us a little rundown of.
No, do I really have to talk about myself?
Just a little bit.
I'm 5'2". Won't tell you my weight.
It's good to know when you're on the radio. Now you've seen it on the radio, so you know I'm talking to a 5'2" swagger. Okay.
Yeah. So I've been living back in Samoa for many years, almost 30 years now. What have I done? I'm a sports administrator by trade, I suppose. Was very much involved with a lot of NGOs, sporting NGOs. Was involved with Samoa Sports Federation way back then. I've done paddling. I was a very active sportswoman. Touch. I was actually part of the group that started the Samoa Touch Association here in Samoa, and it's really nice to see it still going. So just been part of sports a lot. We have our own construction business. I am a vanilla farmer, and I'm also the CEO for Samoa Cancer Society, and for this year I'm the president for the Samoa Women's Association of Growers. So I'm a busy person.
Very, very busy person. But you, in between all that busy, you managed to steal a Maori boy from New Zealand and bring him over here and localize him. Huh?
I certainly did. I think he speaks better Samoan than me. But he loves it here. He's Samoan at heart. So yes, I did. I went to New Zealand, stole a Māori boy, brought him back, and we have 5 beautiful children. They're all grown up, and we have 9 grandchildren.
Yes, you are winning the race, sissy. So for my kids that are listening out there, I am 5 short of this woman. So hurry up, get to work.
Yeah, but it's been a wonderful life living in Samoa. We've absolutely loved it. It's just, I was so blessed to be able to have the opportunity to bring up our children here And like all teenagers, you know, when they grow up in Samoa, they can't wait to leave the island.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in some point in time in their lives, they realize, hey, you know what? Samoa's not a bad place. And they want to come home. And I think especially when someone's over there shaking her head.
I haven't hit. I love Samoa. I think it's because I've been here for ages, but I love here. I will be here forever.
Yeah, good on you. I like that.
I think she just said that because her dad's listening.
Scored some brownie points. I think when our own children start to have their families, and they realize how hard it is, you know, it's not so green over the other side. They're talking about it, and I can't wait. You know, I'm like taking every opportunity. Come home, help mum and dad. Come home, be a vanilla farmer.
Oh, you sound like every parent here, but definitely come home and be a vanilla farmer. That's awesome. I hope they're listening in from New Zealand, and I hope they're feeling really guilty right now.
I hope so too.
And shout out to all our people over there in Australia and New Zealand and in Pango, all our frequent listeners. We're going to go into a music break, and then we're going to come back with just some stuff about swag itself. What do we do? Because we are actually a we. I'm a swagger as well.
Yay.
So yeah, over to the music.
Yes, we're gonna go from swagger to moves like Jagger by Maroon 5 and Christina Aguilera. Hope you guys enjoy this lovely song.
iSpy Radio Station.
Okay, welcome back everybody to our Eye on the Environment. We have Shelley Burge here with us, and she's just given us a very brief but very informative rundown of what she has done and bits and pieces about her. So Mikaele, if you're listening, we only needed just one episode, not 5. And for all of you guys who are coming in the future, that's how it's done, all right? Just watch the interview on SoundCloud. It's not 2 hours long. But anyway, good morning to all our swaggers and all our Ion Environment warriors out there. So glad that you're joining us on the show. So, Shelley, I know off air we were talking, we actually had a little bit of a cry there because, you know, just going back on our lives and our lives together because they were quite intertwined and all the stuff that you had done. But right now, you are the president of SWAG. Now, for those of you who don't know what SWAG is, this is what we do. Besides sitting around talking and having fun, we actually do useful things. So over to you, Shelley.
Okay, SWAG. As you mentioned earlier, it's an acronym, and Samoa loves its acronyms, by the way.
Oh, don't we? Don't we love acronyms?
Yeah. So it's Samoa Women's Association of Growers, and even though we're Women's Association, we do encourage our male counterparts and partners to also take part because they're just as important too. So we love them just as much as we love bees.
Are they the bees'
And
knees?
plants. They're also our honeybees.
Oh,
aren't
yes.
they? Oh,
Yes, I like that.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
joking.
So this is what our association is all about, and it's a very new NGO. We're probably just going into year 2, being registered. It formed from an idea, like many NGOs do. It's just an idea, and it was an idea of three lovely ladies. And they started talking with some other people and about how to put it together. And then through those meetings, those earlier on meetings, they talked about what the organisation would represent. What was the most important thing here? What was missing here within the agriculture realm, you know, particularly when it comes to women? Every woman farmer, I'm sure, will agree with me when they say there are so many more challenges when it comes to women, either growing something or becoming a farmer. Okay. And we found that there were, you know, we didn't know where to go when we wanted advice, services, money. You know, money. We realised it didn't grow on trees.
But that's why we grew the blinking trees, so the money will fall off it.
I always remember, sorry if I can go back to this story, in New Zealand, Laurie took me up north to where his family's from, and he goes, we're going to go see the money tree. I go, what? The money tree? And sure enough, we went up this, oh my gosh, it was like a rocky walkway.
Romantic.
Got right up to this money tree, and it was beautiful. It was high up in the mountains, and it was literally filled with money.
This is in New Zealand?
This was in New Zealand.
Where
All you
exactly?
kids listening out there, there's
But
gonna
not the
be
money
a-
that we're all looking for. You know, it was just coins, you know, people leaving coins. But it was everywhere. It was in the tree trunks. It was in the branches. It was full of money. So, yeah, but it was tapu to take anything from it. So I just had to take photos.
Okay,
But anyway,
everybody calm down, get out of your cars, go back home. There's no, okay.
so that was the only money tree I've ever seen in my life. So going back to swag, the ladies realised that there was certainly a need for this type of association. There's a lot of farmer federations, a lot of farmer associations as well, but we wanted it to be more focused for women,
Yes.
so that we're supporting women. And we took
And we have different ways of doing things.
yes,
It's called
we like
our
to
way.
talk.
It's called our way.
We like to talk. We like to share ideas, and I think that's where it came from. If I remember, Malcolm Hazelman started up that group.
Informal gardeners.
Yes, Informal Gardeners group, and I was actually part of that as well.
We have a meeting this, Michaela said, Saturday, 4
I know,
o'clock. This
I know.
week for the
It's all about the
informal
food
gardeners.
afterwards.
Of course, where else would we go? But yeah. Oh, Solar just took interest. All right. I just said, okay. But yes, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah. So I think, from there we realised that women actually like to come together, share ideas and network. So I think that's where swag came into fruition. And we are very much about promoting the planet conscious approach. So it's not just about growing, it's about understanding Earth, Mother Earth, and what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So we're very much into promoting organic farming. We want to go away from those pesticides. And I know definitely from my time with the Samoa Cancer Society, pesticide use is definitely linked to many, many cancers. So I urge everyone out there, my goal was actually to try and get the Ministry of Agriculture and our government to stop purchasing pesticides and stop putting them on the shelves so that people buy them.
My Lord.
Yeah, so maybe if I can do it through swag, I'm going to try.
We're going to give it a go. Oh, that is so interesting. So that is a brief history about swag, but again, very informative for those of you who are coming onto the show next week. But yeah, we're gonna go into the music break, and we've got some questions that have come through, and then we're gonna get back and talk some more about swag and exactly what we're doing right now with the bees and the birds and everything else. Okay, Malo Lava.
Awesome. So we're going into grown women because we are women that are growing plants. Yeah, guys. By the queen bee herself, Beyonce. Yes, it is also 13 minutes to 10. And I hope you guys enjoy these songs.
INSTA Radio Station.
Yes, that's a grown woman by Queen Bee. Speaking of a grown woman, we're going to talk about some women who like to grow.
We'd like to talk about some growing women who to grow.
Yeah, that'd work.
Queen Bee, love Queen Bee. Yeah, for all of you who have just joined us, we're on Eye on the Environment, bringing in our own to talk about our own stuff that we're doing here and our own challenges. And today our special guest is Shelley Burge from many, 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 many departments here in Samoa, many things. But we're going to hand over the microphone, and we're going to talk a little bit more about what SWAG is actually doing now. That's Samoa Women Association of growers. Sorry, because we do like to chat, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we love to chat.
Yes, we
I think our last bee thing that we had, we spoke so much, and then we're like, oh, hang on, we're running out of time. We actually have to talk about the bees.
I know.
But it's so fun, and the food is
the
always
trainer
amazing.
was sitting there waiting for us to finish gas bagging, like you said. Yeah. But Tussie, I really like how you always say we with the swag. It's so nice to have you part of the we.
Oh,
with
it is.
swag.
I love it. I love it. And I can't wait for our next meeting, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Yes,
Tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow.
What time is that? I heard you had some food.
Go back.
I think we've got about 3 meetings in a row next tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I told my husband I'll see him tomorrow night.
Okay. So, and make sure to have some food ready in case you don't eat enough at all of these meetings.
Yeah. But anyway, going back to swag. Like I said, it's been 2 years since we've been in existence. The very first event that Swag ever held was the beeswax wrap session. I don't know if you remember that, but that actually taught women how to create their own food covers using beeswax, using material and beeswax. And it was actually through that training session that the Bee Conscious project came into fruition, and it was through the women that were at that session. They wanted to know more about bees, They wanted to understand, the types of bees that are in Samoa, how does wax, how do the bees produce wax, how do you extract honey? So there were a lot of questions that came out of that, and like anything with swag, they'll listen to an idea, when the light bulb goes off, they'll go behind the scenes and start talking and
They'll
say,
make it
okay,
happen.
how can we put this together? And I think that's really important about the organisation, is that they want to listen to their members, and they want to listen to what the members need, and then we just try to help facilitate that need for them. For my time as president, I've made it a very conscious effort that I want Swag to not just be another NGO, another association. I want us to be different, and I want us to be different to other NGOs out there. Being involved with so many NGOs throughout my time here, it's really hard not to duplicate work. And I think that's really important for NGOs, that we do not duplicate what others are doing, because you're taking away members from them, you're taking away opportunities for them. So I see Swag as being very important, that we don't duplicate maybe what women in business are doing, what the farmer federations are doing. We just look at what they're not doing, and then we try and put it together. Okay, let's work together and complement one another, not go against one another. So that's been really important for me as president, to try and create that type of organisation.
Malo. And it really has, it is. What you're saying, that's what it is, because I'm also a member of SWAG, and when I turn up, that's exactly what we're doing, and that's how we feel. And I absolutely love it, because we're doing the bee. The whole thing is about the bees, and people have to understand the importance of bees. Bees have to survive for the world to survive.
That's
so
right.
Going to the bee workshops that we've been doing, and Juno, my daughter, Juno always comes, and she wants to be a member of SWAG as well, which is very important.
That's
I know
great.
Luffy brought her daughter the other
daughters,
time
that's
as well,
right.
and they're very interested, and they want to pass on these messages of what's going on in their little corner. And I think they're also really interested because they're getting
Beehives?
we're getting beehives that we're going to be painting in the next couple of weeks, I think. And also beekeeper suits. So Juno and I actually ordered pink ones. I haven't picked them up yet because of SOE, but I'm like, yes, I am really interested in the bees, but I can't wait to get the beekeeper suit as well. It's pretty exciting. But,
No, the Be Conscious project has been a wonderful project, and we're very grateful that it was made possible through the funding from UNDP and the partnership with MNRE, and here's another acronym, SMEAGLE. SMEAGLE. So it's, let me see if I get this right. Now I've got to think about it. Strengthening multi-sectoral management of critical landscapes.
Oh my gosh, the memory on you. See, everybody, this is what happens when you stop drinking 5 years ago. You keep your memory so you can
had to still
say
think about that
acronyms
one.
and remember it all.
Yeah, it's a mouthful, but this is where the bees came into it. So it's really important right from the beginning that we understand bees as pollinators. Bees pollinate between 80 to 90% of the food that we eat. So if we don't have bees, we don't have food.
Yeah. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And pesticides are killing them.
Simple as that. Oh my gosh.
So they may not be sprayed directly with pesticides, but the plants that have been sprayed with pesticides, because bees will pollinate even weeds. It's not just flowers. It's not just crops or trees. Bees pollinate all the weeds that grow on the ground, with tiny little flowers. And when they're sprayed, bees will go to them, they take that pollen, and it goes back to the hive, it kills the whole hive.
Aww.
So we're killing our bees.
so-
Please stop spraying.
I was so heartbroken. It reminds me of the movie Bee Life. Every time I showed it, when my kids were growing up, and then I say, watch it. You have to watch it, okay? And they're like, no, because we're going to cry. But you cry because that's exactly what happens, isn't it?
They're beautiful. I was totally scared of bees when we first thought about when the project first came into fruition. And I've actually been stung 18 times on my hands by not necessarily bees, but they were wasps. So straight away you just sort of back off when you see a bee. But going through the training and the project myself, I've gotten to learn and respect bees a whole lot more, and learn how to be in front of a bee. How to be. Because bees can sense when you're scared.
Yeah.
Would you believe they don't like certain perfumes? So,
Oh,
they
that
don't like
makes sense.
deodorants, and
That
I
makes
think it's
sense.
that spraying thing.
Yeah.
They don't like certain colours, so that's why most bee suits are either white or pink.
Pink.
Never red. Red is a no-go to, so if you don't want to get stung, do not wear dark colours.
Oh, that is so interesting. Lars is looking at his clothes right now. I'm wearing red. Okay. I'm going to keep away from some bees today.
Yeah, so that's what the project was all about. It was about bringing together 30 members of SWAG. And again, I have to go back to SWAG and their membership here, because what we do for our members is that we help to empower them. It's not about SWAG, the organisation, coming in and doing everything for them. It's about giving the members the opportunity to learn and to, like for instance, understand bees, how to do beehive keeping, maintenance, and then it's up to them. It's up to them whether they want to just keep it as their own little hobby and have their own honey, or whether they want because there is a Samoa Beekeepers Association, and it's their choice as well whether they want the Beekeepers Association to come in and help maintain their hives. Some people don't want to maintain their own hives, but what we've done is just opened the door and given them the opportunity, and where they want to take it, it's totally up to them, whether they want to turn it into a business or just keep it as a hobby and teach your children and your grandchildren all about bees and the importance of them as pollinators.
And getting free honey.
And getting free honey.
And so remember, everybody, you cannot bring honey from overseas, and you cannot take honey overseas.
Yeah.
So, because we only have a few honey makers here. I think there's the one in Savai'i, and there's only a couple here that actually make honey to sell.
Yeah, there's actually a
At the
few.
moment.
There are a few small beekeepers here. But the Beekeepers Association, they're the ones that will go to all where these hives are, and they extract the honey, they do all the maintenance of them, because bees, like anything, there's a season for swarming, there's a season for mating, there's a season of extracting the honey. So it is a lot of work, and I guess that helps you determine just how many hives you want to keep. Obviously, the more hives you have, the more work it's going to be.
And the
Yeah.
more honeybees and the more ching ching. And the more it helps the environment.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. So swag. We do have a page on Facebook.
Yes.
And we have a lot of interesting stuff always on it. Mel is a big contributor
she's
to
beautiful. Mele is so good with keeping our social media
going,
postings up and running, and the beautiful photos
and
that she
slipping
puts up
photos of Kika in there and Kofi. That's the dogs. That's the famous dogs. Everybody knows Kika and Kofi.
there. Yeah.
Oh, good. But you can go onto our page, find out a whole lot of information. You can hit us up. If you want to come and join us, that's what we're
please
about.
do.
Women. Samoa Women's Association of Growers. Swag. So if you got the swag, come on over. We can grow things together.
Yes, I like it.
We're going to go into a music break, and then we're going to come back and just tap a little bit on our Cancer Society, another one of your hits.
Yes, we've got a Boogie Oogie Oogie by A Taste of Honey, because yummy, yummy.
It's all about honeys today, isn't it? Friday honey.
iSpy Radio Station.
Did you find
Yes, that was Level Up by Sierra. And if you guys have been listening, we've got ways to level up your growing techniques. Yeah.
Right. Okay, you're growing pains with that joke. But
Oh, wow.
for those of you who just joined us, we have the amazing Shelley Burridge from Swag with us. And while we were having the show, we are now joined by. Sorry, I'm getting a bit tongue twisted. We have now been joined by Ulungia J. Schuster, who has marched into our studio to ask a question about what does this mean? Samoa Women's Association of Growers. And
Why is it just women?
yeah.
Oh wow! Oh, well, first of all,
Welcome. Oh wait, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I actually came in to actually commend the music relevance this morning was very nice. So I came in to say, but I quickly found out that I have to be careful while I'm in here.
Definitely. Be careful with what you say.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, we
Stung.
Yeah, we asked for questions, but did we really? Anyway, over to you and this really.
Any question I had was,
this
like with swag, which by the way has got a really nice swag to it.
Yeah, swang.
Swang. It's Samoa Women's Association of Growers, right? So with men, there seem to be a lot of association for women. Is there any support for men? Like, why is it now?
Over to you, Shelley. Ding ding.
Excuse me, where have you been living?
Didn't we start growing? No, kidding aside. I know you guys have touched on it before, but I think I just wanted to sort of put it out there to make sure that also people understand that it's not just for women. Of course, you guys have started it, but it's welcome to both genders.
Yes.
Or three genders.
No, definitely, and I think that was really important when the ladies started talking about the organisation and what was going to be the makeup of it, even though it was going to be a women's association. You mentioned that there's a lot of associations out there for women. There may be, but not necessarily in the agriculture sector. We have the Women in Business Development, which has been in existence for, maybe 30 years or more.
Andy's group has been there
and they're an amazing
Yes,
organisation. And their main focus, though, is to go out. They're more community focused, so they go right into the grassroots and they work with the farmers there. This organisation, it was more about bringing members together for women that were trying to either look for ways of, for instance, they're making jam at home. She wants to know, how do I get jars or turn this into a product? And, where do I go? So this is what this organisation came into fruition for, was so that we could be that organisation where these types of women could come to for advice. And we're here to help open up the doors for them. It's not to come and do the work for them. It's just to give them the opportunity, like, for instance, funding. There's a lot of funding out there, donor funding. But if you don't know where to go for it or how you qualify, a lot of people, you know, it's so hard
Yeah,
to,
it
to,
misses-
to
yeah.
go
That
in
is
and
very
find
true.
all these
Yes.
things. They just
Yeah.
step
Yeah.
back. So
And-
this is
and
what
some,
swag
and
is
there
all
are some
about.
who actually grab their grant and sort of keep it for themselves. So, and yeah, because you know it's like who knows about it and who doesn't. So
Yeah.
it's really nice that
Yeah.
you know people can come to this organization for support
Exactly.
of
And
people.
guide-
Just because
yeah.
we all, I
And
think,
guidance.
And
yeah, and I
guidance.
think it's a group of different skills and what that brings through that everybody shares. It's
Yeah,
really nice.
and definitely we are all about gender equality. You know,
Absolutely.
you
And
know.
off air, we were just talking about we do welcome men, absolutely.
Oh, yes,
Like the drones
yeah.
and the beehives.
We need people to carry our bags.
Wow.
For all you beekeepers
Carry
out
your
there
what, your
that
bags?
know what a drone does.
No, honestly,
yeah.
we
So
have
please
some
come along.
amazing men that are
Yes.
that
We
are
do.
members. We have
Yeah,
your
we would-
Uncle Joe.
Yep.
Tuatangaloa, he's a member. We have Mele's dad, Nusi, who is an amazing farmer himself. We have Mikaele, the lovely Mikaele. And so we have Steve Kyle as well. So there
Yeah.
are a few men that
And
are...
some really nice products. We were there
Yeah.
last Saturday and just had a look at all the products that you guys have. Very, very unique. A lot of them.
Boutique-y.
And
Yep.
boutique. So it's very nice too to see that. But just touching back on what you were talking about with your organization and making sure that it's not the same as what everybody else is doing. It's really funny you said that because I was thinking the same, of course, with paddling and also what we were doing. Where there's when you're coming up with a organization again to give support, but there's already an organization out there. To me, I think it's good if people do that and they just join that rather than starting up another one, because it does sometimes enable a competition, which is competition is sometimes good, and then sometimes it does hinder the growth of what you're trying to do. But
That's
there are
right.
people out there that if they are already doing it, it's always good to go and join and support rather than
Yes.
to start something else. So listening to you
Yes.
talk about there's something that's not happening that no one is doing, but people are in that area that need support,
Yes.
which is the reason why you've started up this organization, which is very so. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
one of the things here in Samoa. That of course everybody wants to do things. Of course,
Their
to,
way.
to develop it,
Oh,
but
sorry.
yeah, to do it their way. But you know, sometimes it's good to do it our way together.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
Teamwork
So, yeah,
makes the
Mara-
dream work.
So Milo Lover, it's
Exactly.
really good.
Whaftai lover. You know, you're exactly right. You know, take for instance the Be Conscious project. We know women in business. They've got their own hives. They've been teaching
right, okay.
some of the villages, you know, about beehive keeping. So it was about how can we use other NGOs and let's work together. So we brought them in as trainers, and we
Right.
also wanted to work with them in terms of how do we create new bee colonies, you know.
Right.
So this is us working together with other organisations. We're also working with the Beekeepers Association, Lester Deans, who has been, you know, here in Samoa for many, many years and with a wealth
Mr.
of
Dean?
knowledge, with the bees. So it's about not duplicating. I think that is the most
Absolutely.
important thing. Do not duplicate. And there's only so much funding in Samoa for, I think there's over 200 NGOs that are registered here in Samoa with Sango. So it's really important that you make yourself unique so that when you go for funding, it's something different.
Yeah.
But you use the strength of other NGOs. It's all about
Yeah,
working
but again,
together.
it's not just about funding too. It's not just about getting the price. It's making the most of what we have here, and utilizing those fundings to the max to maximize our local
Yes.
growers, of course, the local talent and everything that we have here, and
Yes.
our local produce.
Yeah.
Absolutely, supporting each other.
Yeah.
And COVID-19 has also shown that how really important that is. Oh, my Lord lover, we're
And
going to
just,
go into a music break, and then we're going to come back and just tap on a little bit about the Cancer Society and the vanilla beans, which is you are now. We've done Shelley from the past, we've done Shelley in the present. Now we're going to have Shelley in the future. So after
wow.
these messages,
Yeah, come up with stuff all the time. What you got for us, Miss DJ?
So we've got speaking about bees and their lives, we've got Staying Alive by Bee Gees. Yes, the bees and the G's.
work it, twerk it, work it, twerk it.
This is the Women's Association. Anyways, we are 20 minutes past 10. I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Looking outside, it is absolutely beautiful. Again, we'll be going into Staying Alive by Bee Gees.
I Radio Station.
Yes, that was Staying Alive by Bee Gees. You guys have just tuned in onto 87.5. We are here joined by beautiful Tussie and our amazing guest here from Swag, Shelley, here to talk about Samoa's Women's Association of Grower, as well as our big boss, Jay.
There was a little pause. You're trying to remember your dad's name.
Did you hear that? That's right, women. That's right.
Okay, didn't realize this was going to turn into a debate.
Okay.
But
Notice I was halfway out the door while I was saying that.
I love the song that was just on. And for all the bee growers, all the
Yeah.
bee people out there, staying alive. That's what the drones were singing. While they're doing their business. And for those of you who don't know what drones are, they're the boy bees.
Yeah.
They're the boy bees.
Yeah. They just come and mate with the queens, and
Not
then
the
the queen
boy.
says bye-bye.
They're the boy
Thank
bees,
you.
not the moy.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Bees, and more bees. So we've been talking about bees. We've been talking about swag. We've been talking about all the other beautiful things that you've done in your life here for the last 30 years in Samoa, besides stealing the Māori man from New Zealand, coming back and building. And now we're up to what your real job is, because this is the swag is, you're president of the swag, but that's your part-time passion.
My voluntary job.
Yeah, that's your voluntary job. But your real job and where you're going to now.
Yeah. So my real job and my paying job.
Paying, not pain.
Yeah, pain. No, not a pain. It has been for the last 6 years CEO for the Samoa Cancer Society, and it's been an amazing journey that I've had with them. And unfortunately, like everyone's lives, there comes a time when a different path is carved out for you. And you've either got to stay on the same path, or sometimes you've got to take that jump and detour to somewhere different. And I think that's what makes life interesting. But certainly my time with the Cancer Society, I'm actually quite emotional when I talk about the Cancer Society. It's been, even though I've been planning my exit strategy for almost 2 years, it's coming very, very close.
It is.
Close meaning we have a new CEO starting on Monday.
Oh, wow.
Wow, you
I
heard
can't
it
say
here.
who it is until I have to give that to the board to officially announce, but I feel that the next CEO comes with passion, dedication, and I think that's what's really needed. But I've really taken, not only have I enjoyed my time with the Cancer Society and seen it just grow so much, but
Yes, it has.
it's just been amazing. It's what the Cancer Society and the people that we've served, it's what they've given to me as a person. It's just been amazing. Like I said earlier, I've always been involved with NGOs, but this particular NGO has really given me that community spirit. And I love the people that we look after.
Yeah.
And I'll always be there for them. I'm always going to be that strong volunteer. But I've decided I need to follow my other passion. I couldn't have two passions going at the same time and trying to give 100% to each of them, because at the end of the day, something's going to give, and that would be me and my health. So, or the organisation, So I had to make a decision that I needed to go down my other path, and that's to become a full-time vanilla farmer.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Big jump.
It is.
But I've been...
Sounds like a sweet future.
For the last maybe 6 years, I've been actually producing vanilla products. I'm now exporting the grade A premium beans to a market in New Zealand.
Malo.
I cannot produce enough beans for the market. They have said that my product and my quality is so premium that it's either up with Madagascar, the queen of vanilla in the global world,
Wow.
or it's even better. They
wow.
said, we cannot believe the quality you are producing. And that's because I'm very much hands-on with them, just like the Cancer Society, just
Yeah.
like Swag. I am that type of person. I'm very hands-on, you know, and I give it my all.
Wow. So,
My lord, lover.
Yeah.
My lord.
My
I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah, I mean, first of all, big mahalo to you and all the work that you've done for the Cancer Society. I mean, we've definitely seen a lot of growth there in the Cancer Society, and over the years, and all the great things that that it's done, and of course, all the work that you've done, and of course, so when somebody takes a role like that, you know that there's going to be great triumph, what you do, but you also know there's going to be a lot of lows as well because of what you're dealing with, and yeah, of course, it's going to be very emotional. So I mean, you've been doing it for 6 years. I could see the emotions in your words there, and I can understand over the years, and the people that you've had to that you've helped, but also the people that unfortunately you couldn't help, and I can understand how that would take a toll too on somebody. And of course, at the end of it, you do have to also look at your health in the future, of course, of yourself and your family and everything. So big mahalo to you. It's a great it will put you there for all our good sorts and good people that are here locally, and just touching back on of course on your vanilla. I mean, we talk about David Tua, taking the ring with taking up the world champions. You know what I mean? And we always rank ourselves through sports. But then when we look at stuff with the produce and what we produce here in Samoa, like from people like yourselves that go there, and when we rank our products up there to the world ranks, we're just as, it's just the same,
Exactly.
it's something to be, anything that we can put our country up there from what we produce here in Samoa, whether it be people or our products, those are world championships. So, you're a champion.
Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely. My
I'm
lord.
very
Great.
humble for
Wow.
that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just wanted to tap on the Cancer Society as well. I know that when you went in 6 years ago, and a few of us had just become ill, and it was not because we became ill, but it was a perfect time for you to have gone in with all that passion to fight for it. And it really has. The last 6 years, the Cancer Society has grown so much, and I know that you brought in a lot of ching ching, a lot of ching ching for the Cancer Society. So hope this new guy coming in, he's got some big boots to fill. He or she? Oh, then
He or she.
Shim, okay, that's coming in. Oh yeah, but you
I
put it
know.
in such a good place. The Cancer Society is in such a good place to carry on with another passionate person. Yeah.
I think, you're right that money is really important for any NGO. I mean, that's how they continue to survive, is just to have funding available. But the other big thing out of this is the advocacy work, the fighting for patient issues, fighting for services that are not available in Samoa. And just like Swag, this is what the Cancer Society does, is that we talk to our patients, we talk to our families. What is it? What are your challenges when you go to the hospital? What don't you get? What don't you hear? So it's all about talking to your members, and we see the cancer patients are our members. They're the people that we serve. So it's really important that we give them the platform to be able to share their challenges and say, look, I can't come to the hospital. How about a service that comes to us at home? And that's what we're here for. We're here to try and bring those conversations together with our Ministry of Health, with the GPs associations, to see how it might happen. So I think that, yes, yes, the money is certainly important to keep everything going, to keep staff employed, to keep our resources. You know, we've got, I think our library of cancer resources is just chock-a-block full now. And I'm so proud that it's all Samoan-based resources. So it's Samoan content. It's relative to what's happening here. And that was really important. You know, we have resources from New Zealand Cancer Society, Cancer Council